Hey guys, Mr. Bowman here. Today's learning objective is in white, and we are learning to use frequency tables and graphs to solve problems in relation to probability. So hopefully we're all familiar with what we mean by frequency tables. An example is this table and list on the right hand side, and we've also got a graph of the exact same information down the bottom. So we're going to be using those two tools to solve probability questions. So the best way to go through these is these 6 or these 5 questions. But before we do that, let's recap. Don't forget to find the probability of an event. We're trying to promote this use of F over T, which helps clarify certain issues. So let's get into our questions. Question 1, what variable are we comparing? And this time around, we've got wages and how many people fall in each of the brackets of the wages category. So we are comparing the wages of employees from an organization. So that's pretty easy. So we can just read the graphs and the tables to find out what information we're actually looking at. The next one is how many people work at this information. So this bit of information is really useful because it's the T for total in some of the questions. So how can we find a total for each of these? So my first step would be, if you're dealing with a frequency table, you're merely just going to add all of those up. So you've got 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 9 plus 5 plus 1 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 4. If you add all of those people up, you get to 30. If you were given a table instead, you'd be able to do the same thing. So you'd be able to go 3, which matched up the top, plus 2, plus 1, plus 9, plus 5, plus 1, plus 3, plus 1, plus 1, plus 4. And again, if you put that into a calculator, you're also going to get 30. So when we link that back to our question, how many people work in this organization? So we can say that there are 30 employees. The first question, we're actually linking it back to probability. So what's the probability that someone earns between $800 and $810? So let's write our notation first. So probability of between 800 and 810, that there is equal to F over T. Well, we know that there are 30 people in total in this organization. That was from the question above. We now need to figure out, well, what's the favorable people or the number of people between 800 and 110? So we can find that from the table. So down the bottom, we can see 800 to 810, which means there are 3. That information is also present in the table as well when we go across like that. So that there would be 3 out of 30. We convert that to a decimal 0.1. The next question, what's the probability a random worker earns over 850? So our notation, probability over 850. Let's get into our working F over T. So we're still looking at the workers. So of the 30, which is the total, how many of them earn over 850? And if you have a look at the graph, it would be 850 and above, so that portion there, and the same with our table, anything below or greater than that 850 amount. So we add that up, we've got 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6, plus another one gets us to 10. And we could get that information both from the table and from the graph. So that becomes 1 over 3, which is 0.3333, which I've rounded to 4 decimal points. And the final question, this is a bit trickier. This is something called conditional probability. So I've written that down there. We're going to be looking at that shortly. But conditional probability, if someone earns over $870. So the key thing is, if someone earns over 870. So we don't actually care about everyone anymore. So we don't care about all of the workers. We only care about a portion of the workers. So how many people earn over $870? So let's have a look. That would be these people here all the way along here. And the same in our graph, those people and down. So our notation's a bit trickier. So I'm going to write, well, we're trying to find the probability that someone earns between 890 and 900, given they earn over $870. So what that's saying is we're interested in those between 890 and 900, but only for those people who earn over 870. So let's go back to F over T. So our total, we no longer care about all 30 people in this survey or in this organization. We only care about the 6 of them that earn between 800, that earn over 870. And then of those 6 people who earns between 890 and 900, well, that's 4 of them. That becomes 2 over 3, which becomes 0.6667, and that's rounded to 4dB. So guys, hopefully this video gave you a good idea of how you can use frequency tables and graphs to assist you with probability related questions. Now that you've got that, let's get into heaps of practice.